Okay, what I wanted to go over today is how to build a knife belt clip. Okay, there's always multiple ways to build things, but I'll show you a way that I would approach this. Okay, so I've got a new file here, and so we need to come in and go ahead and save this. So we'll just give this a name. Knife belt clip. Okay, we're going to start off by creating a sketch. Create it on the ground plane. And let's start off, I'm just going to do a rectangle. And we'll build something like that. Alright, now I want it to be narrower on this end, so to do that I'm going to have to get rid of these parallel constraints. So that constraint, delete this constraint. I'm also going to need a center point down here, so we're going to create us a point and just snap it on right there. And then, so what I'm going to do is to modify and do a sketch scale. Okay, so you pick the center point, which I'm going to have as this, and then your entities, I'm going to take this point and that point, and then scale these in. So it kind of, this clip is going to taper a little bit. Maybe something about like that. Alright, I think what I want to do probably later is put a couple of holes in the clip. Sometimes clips have holes in them, so we'll set up for that. So we're just going to do an offset. Come here, pick this, and kind of offset in a certain distance. Maybe, something like that would be fine. Alright, and I think I want to come down here and I want to move this line in. Now the problem that you're going to have is if I do that, it's going to move the whole thing. Okay, so what we're going to have to do, we're going to have to get rid of this constraint right here, which is making all this be the same width. So I'm going to delete that constraint. Now I should be able to come over here and pick this edge and then slide this edge in a little bit because I want the clip to be, I'm going to give some room for the clip when I do it from the side to be round through here, and then the whole slice in a little bit further in. So maybe something like that. And I want to go ahead and cut this. So I'm going to put us a trim line. Oops. I want to snap it to be straight. I cut it here, and then maybe cut this one maybe here. Okay, that'll work. So this is going to be a hole, and that'll be a hole in the final clip. So we need to trim off some of this excess now, so we'll just get rid of what we don't need in here. That. Oops. I got rid of one. So, there we go. Okay. And I want the clip to be round down here, so let's go ahead and put us fillets, and I'm going to do all these together so they're concentric. Now you have to be careful because since I'm doing this in here, see how that's crossing over itself? So I need to make sure it's not crossing over itself. Now I don't have to do these perfectly the same, but I think I will. Okay, so that's set. And let's go ahead and fillet these two like that. Alright, and those constraints, I'm going to turn the constraints off for right now. Just, they're there, but I'm turning them off over here on your sketch palette so that we don't have to look at that. It's getting a little bogged down. Okay, and I also going to want to create a hole in these for some screws to mount the clip also later. So let's go ahead and just create as a circle, and I think maybe right about there would be good. And that's a pretty good size. That's 2.72. We need to remember that because we're going to go over here and put another one, say right, maybe right about here, and then type that same size in there. Okay, so this is going to be the clip. These are going to be holes in the top part of the clip. And then these will be holes in the bottom part of the clip for screwing it onto the blade handle. Okay, I think that looks pretty good. So we can finish that sketch. All right, so now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to take these two, and I'm going to do a push-pull on those, and that's just a little cutting device to be able to cut the holes in later. Okay, so that's what those are. Alright, then I'm going to do the same thing with these that are going to be devices to cut holes in the top part of the clip. So we'll push-pull those up. Those would be cutting objects too. All right. So now I just need to pull a body up for the clip, in which that I'm going to bring up the entire piece. And it doesn't matter. I need to just a size enough to cut the clip out of this. So there we go. All right, we can turn that sketch off. Okay, so now what we're going to do is draw a spline from the side of how we want this clip to be cut out. So we're going to create a new sketch, and we want it from the side. And I think I'll start off with just, it's going to be straight on the bottom. So we'll go with that. So that'll be the bottom of the clip. And let's make a circle down here. That's going to be how far the clip kind of comes up. And then let's make us a spline so we can make it curvy on the top. Now I want to snap this to this center point right here. And then I'm going to have it come up a little bit, and then down a little bit, and then have it kind of bowing back up, say like that. Okay. Now I need to make this, well, I can make it tangent, or I can make a curvature, either one. If I do a curvature, I can click here. So give it to me. And then it's going to make that so that curves in there. So that kind of flows right into that curve. Now you can do it that way. You can also do a tangent. So we go here and there, and then that's another way it can be done. Both of those. That way this curve fits right into here. Okay, so that looks pretty good. We need to go ahead and trim off this inside piece here. And let's Those points seem to be okay. All right, let's see. So let's do an outline. And this will be for the thickness of the clip. We don't need it too thick. So this is going to be the bottom of the clip, and then it rolls up, and then there's the top of the clip. Okay. That finishes for that. And now we use this as a cutting tool. So we go to this body. Body I want to split, cutting tools, this tool, that tool. Now let's make sure, yeah, see how that's forming that clip going through there. And then I click OK. And then that'll cut that. So now this is our actual clip right here. So let's go ahead and rename that clip. And so this is the outside piece and the inside piece. And so then there is the clip. Now, one thing that you can do right now is you can adjust this thickness. Okay, and you can go back to that spline and adjust it. But another thing you can do right here is right click, press pull. And of course, you'll want to hold down your control key and pick all of this. And now this can be, thickness can be adjusted. So if I got it and I think it was a little thick or thin or whatever, I can adjust it and I don't have to go back and do the spline. Okay, so we'll leave it at something like that. Okay, so here are these two pieces that we want to cut holes in the bottom. So I need to move these. So I'm going to go move, and I need to change this to bodies. And I can probably do both of these at the same time. Hold down my control key and just pull those down. So they're cut, they're trimming through there. Click OK. And then I'm going to do the same with these big ones, but they're going to cut holes in the top. So move, bodies, this one and this one. And let's go to the front where we can see it better. And then we're going to pull these up so that they only cross over into here. Okay, so now combine here. These are cuts. Click OK, and then I can turn those bodies off. And then I need to do these. So combine. Now, I had this set up to keep the tools. Sometimes I like to keep the tools. So that's this click right here. If I don't think I need the tools again, you can turn this off. And that way, when you then those go away. Okay, doesn't keep them. So either way, so sometimes we want to keep it because we may want to use these again for something, or you can get rid of them. So here is holes in the bottom where it could be screwed into the knife body. So now the thing I need to do now is I need to chamfer or fillet these edges so that it's got a manufactured look to it. So I'll go to this edge here and I'm going to go to a fillet. It will automatically select all the way around it. I'm going to hold down the control key. I need the bottom. I also need these two edges and here. And of course I can select through it there. I'm holding the control key down to add to these. And then I want to do these as well. Now you can kind of drag if you want to. The problem is that this is pretty sensitive and you can get some error messages because you're trying to go too far. So you're better off usually to got to wait for it to stop. That's why I wouldn't do it this way. I would come in here and type things in. So I'm saying a really small fillet. And then I think 1. There it goes. That's a pretty nice little fillet in there. Now, sometimes, according to what it's going on, you may, in some of these curves sometimes, especially if you're cutting across this, this constant radius may be a problem. You might want to do chord length, which allows it to adjust as it goes around. In my case right here, it's not making a difference, but I've had situations where if I use a constant radius, it was pinching some in here, whereas the chord length is better. But for what we're doing, it doesn't make any difference. Okay, I can set that in. Okay, looks like a clip. Let's go over to the rendering. And let's see, we need to do a setup here, and we need something in here. And okay, so we have something to reflect onto it, and there's our clip. Now, everybody's clips will look a little bit different according to what your clip needs to look like. I'm just giving you a kind of a workflow on how to create a clip. Okay, so back to our design. Switch to a perspective. And there we go. Okay, that's one way to create a knife belt clip. Okay, hope that helped you guys. Thank you very much.